You stared at the footprints forming across your floor, one after another, wet, dark, dragging slightly at one side. They stopped right in front of your bed. Silence filled the whole room immediately. No breathing, no footsteps, nothing. Just the smell of wet air lingering in the air. The next morning, the mud was still there, showing that it was actually rain and you were not even hallucinating. And that was enough. You packed your small bag and left for your cousin's apartment in Abuja without telling anybody why. And that was like your third time that you were relocating. For 2 days, everything felt normal again. No scratching, no footsteps, no fear. Then on the third night, around 2:13 a.m., the generator suddenly went off, like the silence hit you ASAP. Your body instantly went cold. Then from the sitting room, a soft knock came. And your cousin woke up irritated, like, who is there by this time? But you already knew that something was wrong because it was not even new to you. Then another knock came, slow and gentle. Then a voice followed from outside the flat door. Please help me. And you could not breathe. One foot dragged slightly as the person moved from outside, like shifted positions, and you could hear everything, like it was such footprints from the previous houses. Then your cousin moved toward the door, but then you held her, trying to stop her, like you told her, don't open it. And she frowned, asking you why. But before you could even answer her, you heard the voice again. This time it was closer and it said, Chica. Like it mentioned your name. And your cousin was like, how does this person know you? Neither of you moved. Then came 3 slow scratches against the door. Not loud, but just enough to make your skin crawl. Then silence fell afterward, like everywhere fell silent. A few seconds later, you heard a footstep leaving slowly down the corridor. Like step, drag, step, drag, step, drag. And so you guys waited patiently. And as soon as you guys stopped hearing the footsteps, after about 10 minutes, you guys finally opened the door, but nobody was there. Only muddy footprints leading towards the door. And on the wall beside the door was a written word: you were not supposed to leave. And that afternoon, a police officer called you, sounding shaking, and he said, Madam, the hidden space beneath your old house is empty. And you were like, how? What do you mean empty? And he said that the bodies, like the skeletons and everything we found down there, are gone. And the phone almost fell off your hand. So that night, you and your cousin went to other neighbor's house because you guys did not want to stay alone. And at exactly 2:13 a.m., while gisting with your cousins, with your neighbors, the generator failed again. As soon as the generator went off, you all started hearing footsteps upstairs in your own apartment. Step, drag, step, drag. Then the landlord picked up a torchlight and led everybody upstairs. On getting to your apartment door, it was locked, and so everybody was wondering how come the apartment door is locked and there's somebody walking inside. So you guys opened it and entered. Inside your bedroom, moody footprints stretched across the floor towards the wardrobe, and written above the bed were words: 2:13 is when it walks. The room smelled of strongly wet earth, and suddenly a phone began ringing inside the wardrobe. Nobody moved. The sound echoed through the dark bedroom. The landlord slowly stepped forward and pulled the wardrobe door open. Inside was complete darkness, like empty, but the phone kept ringing. Lying on the floor was an old muddy phone covered in dirt. The landlord picked up the phone, and immediately the screen lit up by itself and a video began playing. Everyone froze. The recording showed the hidden underground space beneath your old house. Dark walls, wet soils. Then a man's terrified voice whispered from the video, "She is still down here." The camera shook violently, and for a split second, a woman's face appeared in the darkness on the ground. Pale, mud-covered, eyes completely white. Then the video ended. Immediately, every tiny source of light in that room went off, like everywhere went black. And then the room became freezing cold, and from inside the wardrobe came a very slow sound of breathing. Not human, but it was heavy. Your cousin started crying. Then the moody footprints appeared again, one after the other, fresh, forming across the tiles by themselves. But this time, they were smaller, like a woman's footprint. The footprints stopped directly in front of you. Then a soft voice whispered beside your ear,
"Take me home."
Like you nearly collapsed. The next morning, police returned with spiritual elders and excavated the underground space beneath your old house again. And buried deep beneath the soil, beneath all the hidden bodies, they discovered the skeletons of other women, and one particular woman was wrapped in chains. According to an elderly woman in that neighborhood, she said the lady wrapped in chains had gone missing years earlier after accusing a man of ritual killing. No one ever found her until now. The elders performed the final burial rites for her, and for the first time in weeks, the smell of wet earth disappeared. No more scratching, no more footsteps, no more muddy footprints. The whole thing stopped, and no more generator going off at 2:13 a.m. But sometimes, late at night, you still remember the final thing the voice whispered before disappearing forever. It said, "Thank you for finding me."